everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Olivia, and here we discuss all things reading. If that interests you, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and ring the notification bell. Today, I am going to be letting a spinner choose my next read. Now, of course, I couldn't include my whole library in this spinner, so I decided to just take some books from my own personal library. These are the books I chose to put in the spinner. We have a lot of variety here. The first book in my stack is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, a classic. Then we have a romance book, All This Time by Rachel Lippincott. Another romance book, Some Girls Do by Jennifer Duggan. The Guncle by Stephen Rowley. This is a feel-good book. Thin Girls by Diana Clark. This is one of those serious fiction books that you might read. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I feel like everyone has read this but me, so I hope the spinner chooses this in a way because I want to read it because I haven't read it yet. So those are the books, and unfortunately the spinner is on my phone, so I have to stop filming, but I will include a screen recording of the spinner itself. The winner of the book spinner is Thin Girls by Diana Clark. To give y'all a quick synopsis, Thin Girls is basically about two sisters that almost egg each other on, although that's not really great wording for it. They egg each other on in their unhealthy habits. One sister becomes anorexic and another starts eating everything, and then one of the sisters, there are two sisters, one of the sisters also ends up dating a lot of abusive men. So they both kind of just have unhealthy relationships and habits, and that's what the book's about. I've also owned this book for a long time, and I still haven't read it, so I'm very happy that I'm finally reading this. I'm only on page 6, but the book is already really good. Like, I did not expect it to be this good. It's, like, really captivating, and part of me is like, why didn't I start reading this book earlier? Hopefully it stays interesting. I'm having an urge to annotate this book, because read this sentence. Even hurting, I was happiest when we were in sync. We bled together, my sister and I. Like, how could you not want to annotate that? And the book is surprisingly really well written. I expected it to be mediocre, but it's actually a really good book. And this is this girl's first novel, and everything is spot on at the moment, in my opinion. The character development, it's interesting. The back and forth with the time going back to her childhood and then going to the present, it's all just, it melds together so well, and I just can't believe how good this novel is. I really hope the quality stays like this for the majority of the book, or at least the rest of the book, because it is just on point, and I feel like I don't even feel like I'm reading when I read this book. I feel like I'm watching like a show. This is my second day of reading Thin Girls by Diana Clark, and I wanted to go into some detail, but not too much detail, about what has been happening in the book thus far, as I haven't really talked about that yet, because I have been so captivated by this book that I haven't even thought to tell you all about what's been actually happening. Rosie is the anorexic sister who has been in anorexia care facility for a year now. Throughout the book, she seems to struggle slightly with her sexuality. There are flashbacks to her childhood and then back to the present. Her struggles in her childhood with fitting in with the popular girls because her twin sister fit in with the popular girls. So overall, a lot is happening in this book, but it is just so well woven together that it doesn't come off as bad or as trashy. It's actually a really well done book so far, and I highly recommend it thus far, and I'm hoping that the quality does not waver, because this is a great spot. I just woke up. It's not even 5 a.m. in the morning, but I wake up really early, so it's not a problem for me. This is a really good book so far, and I'm just obsessed with it. I just got to part 2 of Thin Girls. I'm about halfway through, and the book is still really good. Hey y'all, so let me catch y'all up on this book. So Rose's twin sister Lily is in an affair with a man who has a wife, and Rose meets the wife, Lara Bax. And Lara, the wife, tries to get Rose to join her company's mailing list, which is pretty normal stuff. But then Rose says that she only has a flip phone and can't join the mailing list. And then this woman literally pulls a phone out of her purse and gives it to Rose to make an account. What? When? When do people give you free phones? When do they have random free phones to give you? So I just reached part 3 of Thin Girls, which I'm not talking about the event that led to part 3 just because it felt like a plot twist to me and I don't want to ruin the plot twist for y'all. The main character, Rose, is starting to actually get on with her character development, which we're all proud of her for. Not that she hasn't been developing necessarily, but it's just been very slow, and this is probably going to be the moment where she skyrockets in character development. I mean, did I just say carrot development? Yeah, guys, develop your carrots. Also, I'm probably going to finish this book this morning. Hello, everyone. So I just finished Thin Girls by Diana Clark, and here are my final thoughts on this lovely book. I really love how Diana Clark delves into not only anorexia, but also shows other eating disorders. Of course, it's a book mainly about anorexia, hence the title Thin Girls, but it's also sheds light on other eating disorders that some people don't even know about. A lot of people I don't think know about orthorexia. It's a bit of an unknown eating disorder, and it's almost like a PSA in that sense, that it just shows you different kinds of eating disorders and the danger they have. I really love the ending of this book. Of course, I can't share it because this is a spoiler-free reading vlog, but I really like the ending. It really makes you think and contemplate what's been going on in this book. Really makes you think about the relationship between the twin sisters. And I love that from books because it makes them more memorable. It doesn't treat the reader like the reader is stupid. This book definitely challenges its readers because it knows that the readers can handle its contents. I wouldn't recommend this book to people who don't like having a ton of problems dissected at once within a book. Like, if you just like one plot and a couple of side plots and not too many, then I would recommend this book. But a lot is happening in this book. It's definitely a lot to juggle. I personally really enjoyed it because of that. Some people would hate that. So if you don't like having a ton of plots in a book, I would not recommend this. But I feel like it was just enough plots to keep me entertained. So I personally think it was enough plots. But if you're not that kind of person, I would not recommend this book. This is one of my favorite books about sexuality because it doesn't boast that it's about sexuality. I didn't find this in the lesbian section of Barnes & Noble. You know what I mean? They didn't use it as a marketing ploy, yet the struggling with your sexuality is just so well done in this novel. I wouldn't be surprised if Diana herself had struggled with an eating disorder because everything just felt so authentic and felt in this book. It felt so real, and I just really appreciated how raw this novel was, how beautiful it was, the metaphors used in it was beautiful, and honestly, it's a 4.5 stars for me, which I round up to 5 stars on Goodreads, but the only reason why it's not 5 stars is just because for a book to be 5 stars, I need to be, like, thinking about it, wanting it, yearning for it. I did not do that with this book, but it did keep me very captivated to the point that I could not hear the pizza guy ring the doorbell. Great novel. Loved it. Recommend it. Read it. I have something really excited to tell all of you, and that is I have my own book blog now. It's called oliviabooknook.com, and if you go to my website, you'll be able to read posts all about reading. And so if you're interested in that, then definitely make sure to check out my book blog.